Hello and welcome to Alive with the wonderful Sheila Seppi and me, of course, Karen Swain.
Of course you.
I'm delirious this morning. We're here to talk to you about Sheila's latest concept project thing called Can the Conscious Awakening Network. Welcome, Sheila.
Thank you so much for having me. This is going to be so fun.
So I've been trying to share about it. You and I have been talking about it for months, but I haven't actually been really clear on what it is, even though we've been talking about it for months. But now that it's launched and I've been playing with it, I'm finding out more about it. So I'm going to let you take it away and tell us what's going on and how it works and how people can get involved and what it all means, please.
Absolutely. So, we have just launched this Saturday what's called the Conscious Awakening Network. And the Conscious Awakening Network concept is being able to pull a group of people together, network, pull all of these wonderful people together that have these beautiful conscious awakening type messages, and to get that out to more of a general public, because typically people that come to my site, people that go to your site, they're already consciously aware. But how can we tap into that group that may just be scanning through their television looking for new apps to download on their phone, etc.? And so the Conscious Awakening Network was birthed as a way to be able to help spark awakenings and to support people who are already awakened by providing a plethora of programming so people can choose from. So now, if you are a Roku, an Apple TV, or an Amazon Fire user, you can download our app from the App Store, Conscious Awakening Network. You can also download the app on your iOS phone or on an Android phone. And you can go to our website. And so that's consciousawakeningnetwork.org. And check it out. We have some phenomenal programming. I am so excited. Karen is on there with some of her spectacular interviews. We have so many people to choose from.
Okay. So what I just heard you say that if you're a Roku user, an Amazon Fire user, or an Apple user, you can download the app. But I have downloaded the app and I'm not on any of those platforms. So
Right.
I've got the app on iOS. I was talking about it on the show the other day.
Yes.
And I said it wasn't available on iOS, which is Apple products, but
Yes.
I have actually found it on the Apple App
Yes,
Store.
it
And
is. It's
yeah.
for the phone apps. It's on the Android phone and it's
Mhm,
also on the Apple phone. And
mhm.
all you have to do is go to the store and download the app free. Or you can go to our website and you can watch free. Or if you are a subscriber to Roku, Amazon, or Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV, you can find our apps in their store and you can download it free. And you can watch everything we have already, and we just launched. We have nearly 200 hours of programming.
I know, I know. You've been busy, darling one. You have been very busy. And you've actually fulfilled a desire that I had, that I'd thought about. I love this. The universe holds all these, thought forms, and then we tap into them. But, and we think that it's our invention, but it's
Right.
actually out there, in the collective, and then we can tap into it. And that was to bring conscious shows together in one place. I've had this idea for ages. I've seen other people doing it on YouTube, and I didn't really know how to do that, but you've actually done it with Can. So you've brought all these shows together in one place. I mean, obviously I've only got, and everyone else has only got, a few of their shows compared to the amount of content that they've got on their YouTube channels. But still, it's bringing everyone together into one place. Well, not everyone, but
Right.
how many people, you said, how many people are
We have
involved at
we
this
have
stage?
30 people right now.
30 people,
We
right.
have 30 participants. And, when this idea came to me, I used to always say, oh man, this is a great idea. And Spirit's like, excuse me, that's my idea. You just happen to pick up on it.
Yeah, right.
Kind
Exactly.
of thing.
Exactly.
So when Spirit gave me the idea, they said, we want you to select 25 people. Write these names down. And I wrote all my names down, and they said, and 5 others are going to come. So leave spots for 30 people, because that's what you're going to start this network with. Now, I have to say, my guides, I love them, and they argue. I argue with them all the time, and they're very, very patient. They have personalities, just like we do. And I told them, I said, when I finish this network, and which of course will never be finished, I've learned, when I complete this project and when I finish the trilogy that I'm writing, I'm going to go on vacation. I'm taking like 2 years off. No projects. I'm just going to kind of coast and enjoy. And they're like, what? You think you're here on vacation? No. This is not about a vacation. This is about being a way shower. And so they're constantly pushing me because, being a walk-in, when I came in, I had a very firm mission in place. You are to be a way shower for Gaia, or you're to be a way shower to help wake up humanity, and also to work with Gaia's ascension. And so that's really what I've been doing in a variety of form and fashions. And this is just the latest one that they've given me to work on. And so really, I argue and I complain, oh, give me a break kind of thing, but I love it. I always say yes eventually. Yes, sometimes it's kicking and screaming, but eventually.
you get so many ideas. I get so many ideas. I couldn't possibly say yes to everything that I tap into. I won't say they give them to me. It's just like you've got access. Like you tap in and you pull down these ideas and you go, oh, that'd be great. Oh, what about that? What would be good? And it's just almost impossible to eventuate them yourself.
Right.
But what I love is that you get access to this idea, which you think is your brilliant idea, and then you see somebody else doing it and you think, great, they've done it. I don't have to do it. Somebody else is.
Well, I think it comes into the collective consciousness. I really do. And then whoever is there ready and willing to do it at the time, that's where those seeds fall and come into fruition. Because I talked with one person, they're like, oh, I was thinking of doing the exact same thing. I'm
Right.
like, how awesome is that?
Right.
And they're like, well, but if I do it and you're doing it, and I'm like, you know what? There are so many people that have such a phenomenal message. Every person in this world could have a network, and you still could have more people doing it.
Right.
And so, the reality is, though, I think one of the things that I can honestly say that I enjoy, the way that the ideas will come into me, because I'm not a person that has multiple thoughts going on in my head all the time. I mean, I'll be honest, most of the time it's like empty space. And not that there's nothing going on, but if I'm not working on something, my mind is kind of like in a neutral gear. So when I get a project, it kicks in to full steam ahead, and that's all I think about until it comes to fruition. And so it's just kind of the way that my brain works and the way that spirit works with me. And they always lead me to the people that are yes. I had one person that said, I don't really want to be out in front of public people yet. And so they're kind of sitting back and waiting. But everybody that I talked to was a yes, because it's time that we all, we talk about unity consciousness all the time. So now's the time that we can start putting that together, because when the idea was first presented, it's like, well, I don't want to do this by myself. That's no fun. I want people in the sandbox with me to play. And so it's kind of like I just started making my list, and those names just came effortlessly. And I'm like, what? Okay. And it was seamless. I just feel very blessed that, the work came to me the way that it did. But the videos that we have now, of course, this is brand new. And so with anything that's brand new, I'm sure there'll be a little glitch, or if anybody watching this sees a T that's not crossed or an I not dotted, please let me know.
It's
one person got a hold of me, and they're like, there's no place to search. And I'm like, what? I know there's a search button. I'm going through all the pages. I couldn't find the search button. I wrote to my guys. I'm like, where's the search button? They're like, Oh, well, it's there, but it's white on white. Okay, well, can you please colorize that for us? And I would not, I mean, I knew it was there, and in my mind, I saw it there. So it's just one of those things. I've worked on this for so long that I just assume I know everything that's on there. But if you're visiting, check the website out. Again, consciousawakeningnetwork.org. Let me know if you're having any snafus at all. Please, please, please let me know, because all of us then can make this truly seamless for everybody.
Yeah, well, exactly. There are a few glitches. I was playing with the app the other day on the iOS because as I was saying that I didn't realize it was on iOS, but it was. There you go. It's on Apple. And I'm like, and I could download one of my, I could see one of my shows. I'm like, oh, there I am. And then I tried somebody else's and it was taking forever to download. It might have been my internet connection, but there are a few glitches like anything new. If the app guys are listening to this, they're like, oh, because, they've been working so hard on getting all the tech right. But so just be
one
patient.
of the things too, it does depend on our internet connection, because sometimes if my internet has dropped down a little bit, but I think that's with everything. And I was even watching a movie on, I don't know, Apple or Roku, because I got them both, but I was watching it and it was kind of like going fuzzy and this, and I'm like, what's going on with this movie? And so if we've got digital platforms, we are at the whim and the beck and call of the internet service at any given point in time. But if you see the obvious boo-boos that I have not seen, please let me know.
Yeah, exactly. So those people, if you do see the mistakes, like, let us, let Sheila know. Please. You can let me know too, and I can let her know. But Jill here, Jill Stein-Clarkson. Hey, Jill says, got it. She's got it. A few people, so I've been telling people about it in the Inner Sanctum group, and they have got it on Roku, because we don't have Roku here in Australia. We do have Apple, but I'm not a member of Apple. I think I've got like about half a dozen other streaming platforms. I did have Apple for about a year, but I wasn't loving the content on Apple. Some of the streaming platforms, all the content is so violent all the time. So you are like doing what I set out to do with, putting my show on all those years ago, are a drop in the ocean in the sea of violence on media. You're a drop in the ocean, putting in more loving, more conscious, more evolving content, galactic evolving content into the sea of violence that is on our screens, so it's so beautiful that it's added to Apple, because I found the content in Apple was so crappy. Anyway, I shouldn't say that about Apple, should I? No, you're fabulous. It's just not crappy. People love their violent shows.
Well, there is a lot of violence on television, regardless of what platform that you're looking at, because as a society, we're kind of programmed to watch that stuff.
Right.
And we really don't realize, growing up, we watched it. Somebody, even on a cartoon, they fall off a cliff, the Roadrunner. That was so violent. He was, of course, he was always coming back to life, but he was getting run over and squished and smashed and, cut up into pieces, and he'd come right back together. So, and we would laugh, and we're laughing now, but there's nothing funny about that.
You know what, though? The Roadrunner, we used to watch the Roadrunner when we were kids, the three of us, my two brothers and I, and then we emulated it and used to beat the crap out of each other, because we were watching it on. We used to like physically beat each other up all the time. And my mother used to go, oh, why are you kids so violent? What did I do to deserve such awful children? And it's like we're watching it on our screens. Exactly.
Yeah, well,
anyway.
And that happens.
What else can you tell us about it? So let's mention a few people. So we've mentioned, I think I've got about half a dozen or 7 or 8 shows on there from Accentuate the Media. Who did I put on? I put on the Fabulous Conversation with Sheila Seppi. I noticed there's a few people that have uploaded interviews with you on there, so you're on there. Thanks. Which is good, so it's great that you're on your own platform. And
I know people are like, oh, have you put all of your stuff on there? I'm like, no, there's other people. I didn't want to load it that way, and I can honestly say I have never watched a video.
I know you told me you've never watched your own videos.
It's like I already spoke it. Why? What am I going to do? Go back and say, oh my gosh, don't do that again, because then I would be conscious. So I'm just like, I say it. I am me. There's no pretense about it, and I am who I am, and you know, I just can't. I don't want to go back and watch it. I would rather watch you interviewing someone else.
Oh, you're funny. Anyway, and so there's Michael's put some Beyond Being Human stuff on there,
Yeah,
right?
he does. He's got a wonderful video on there. So if you've not checked that out yet, you can type in the search Beyond Being Human and
Mhm.
it'll pull up his video. He's got some more content that he's going to be putting on. And that's the beautiful thing. Some people had content, some people are creating brand new content. So you want to definitely keep an eye out on your favorites. And all you have to do is type it right into that search button, and all their stuff will come up. Now
Yeah.
we've got it divided out in people who have a series. Um, these are people that we have a whole page that's just with the series, but you can also find the series in the topics as well. And so we've broken everything down into a variety of topics. So if people have an interest, let's say in ufology, they can go to ufology, or angels, they can go to angels, walk-ins, starseeds, hybrids. They can find whatever topic really is of interest to them, because a lot of times we have our favorite speakers, so we can look it up that way, but we can also look it up by topic. So the topics that we have are ancient origins, uncover what we believe; angelics, walk-ins, hybrids, and starseeds; ancient and deliberate creation. Now, some wonderful lady helped me come up with that category. Do you remember who that was? Good job, Karen. So, ancient and deliberate, or ascension and deliberate creation; expanded consciousness. There's tons of information in there; channeling, mediumship, and psychic experience. We have some phenomenal channeling, light languages, all kinds of things on here. We have health, healing, and wellness, light language and meditation; paranormal, afterlife, and the unexplained; spiritual awakening. That's very popular as well. Ufology, deep space and extraterrestrials; and universal science and quantum physics. So those are, just the topics that we have. And then we have so many people who are contributing to those topics. So I'm going to go ahead and share some of those names. We have Alan Steinfeld, we have Barbara Lamb, we have Beyond Being Human, Michael Ney, we have Bridget Renee Holiday, Cosmic Conversations, we have Gail Mack, Geraldine Orozco, Glenda Dawson. Oh, I love Glenda's. Glenda, the name of her stuff, she has two other ladies that do these interviews, and they call it Three Witches and a What.
Love it.
Yeah, I love that
Very
name. I
rich.
thought it was so. Three Witches and a What. Then we've got the Global Peace Tribe. We have Jenna Layden, who's with the Star Family Wisdom;
Yep.
Joan of Angels, Kiara Windrider, of course, our very own beloved Karen Swain. We have Lightnet with Zinka Caro. So we have also Lauren Johnson. We have Marilyn Harper, who is, and Adironda and Company.
Adirondack.
So she channels in a 17th dimensional being. Mary Edwards. We have Nadi Hanna, Portal to Ascension, and Neil Gar. Rihanna Cho. We have Rebecca Hardcastle Wright, Rob Gauthier, Sage Oneness, who just came out with her new documentary. The whole thing is on there. You got to check that out.
I'm on the
Um,
doc. I'm on the doc. I have to
yeah,
say, I love
you're
what
on
I love
there.
what I love what I said on the doc, but the sound is not great anyway. But it's just technical glitches. Let me go. Is that everybody? Let me go
No,
back.
we have Stephanie Lodge, Vivian Chevet, and with Shayla
Vivian
Sananda.
and with
Yeah.
Sheila. We go back to
Yes,
Lightnet. I love that name, Lightnet.
I
That is
know.
so cool. Who was
They're
Lightnet?
doing, oh man, they've got some of the coolest stuff. Check that out. I think it's lightnet.com,
Oh, I
maybe
love that name. It really
lightnet.org. I'm not sure.
Lightnet.
But
Oh, I
check
love
them
that.
out with Zinka. She's doing these studies right now where she's bringing together groups of people with the intention of making contact. Okay.
Right.
Now, they'll have a group, say, of channelers. Well, these channelers have never channeled before. At the end, of the sessions, 100% of the people are able to channel.
Yeah.
She also offers this course that you can take where she has these radios, and I'm not sure what all goes into it, but anyway, you can affect the radio technology just with your intention. And Alan, of course, is on there, and he's teaching a remote viewing. So they have dreaming and all kinds of phenomenal classes that you can take and be part of these experiments. So go to her channel and check that out, or her website and check that out. But you can also check out the interviews that she has on here too.
So is she putting exclusive content on there, or is the content available elsewhere as well?
A lot of people are putting content on that's available elsewhere. And people are doing exclusive content. But I didn't want to get into the thing as like you can only have it with us, because my intention with this whole thing is getting the message out. Well, how can you get the message out if it's in one little place? You know, you have to spread that energy and that information out.
Well, absolutely. I mean, one little place, most people, you know, YouTube is not one little place, it's a big place, but the way that they operate, you just get lost. I get, you know, my YouTube has not grown for years and years and years and years. Like, it was growing exponentially, and then I turned off all the advertising and they just shut me down. So, I mean, it's a business. I understand that, but I get lost. Nobody finds me. I mean, not when I say nobody, compared to other people's channels who put the, you know, the ads on that come up in them. You're listening to someone's amazing, you know, experience, and then in the middle of it, Kentucky Fried Chicken or a car ad just smacks you in the face. And I'm like, oh no, I don't like that. So I turned all that off.
Or you have to pay for the non-commercial version.
Right. Or you have to pay for the non-commercial, which is probably, you could do that. But yeah, so this is a way of putting this content out there. Yeah. So people can find it on their streaming platforms. Do you think it'll go to other streaming platforms? What did the boys say, the tech boys that you're working with? Do you think that they can like add it to other streaming platforms in the future?
I think that I do definitely see that in our future, as well as we're going to be pulling some of the audio and making the audios for podcasting. And that we're hoping to have launched in November. And that will be on all the major podcasting, Spotify, Apple, Google, all of the big, I Love. So there's about 40 different platforms it's going to go on to, because honestly, you know, podcasting is huge.
It is. And my podcasting, the audio podcasting this year, the stats have exploded. Like, I have more than doubled what I've done any other year on the audio podcasting. Yeah, just exploded. I think I've like had about 500,000 downloads this year. It's just been, whoa, out of, like I look at the stats and I'm like, whoa, like, how did that happen? So it's just amazing.
You know, with the beauty of our phones now, you know, of course we can download the app and have it on our phone, but we can also listen to the podcasting, and people have their phones with them all of the time. You know, it's just a regular part of life anymore.
So the cats come to say hello. Go on.
I was just gonna say, I feel so blessed to have, you know, been able to assemble and pull together such a phenomenal group of people that have such strong messages, and have interviewed such strong messaged people, because, you know, maybe they'll be flipping through the channel, because it's not so much just about download the app, you know, how many people downloaded our app. It's about how many people heard a message and a seed was planted for spiritual awakening, or they felt supported by the message and they don't feel alone. That's what the whole thing is about. And the more people's voices that we have singing a similar message, the more diversity of speakers that we have, everybody's guaranteed to find at least one person that they can resonate with. And hopefully that message will do just that, either spark the awakening or they can feel supported in some way.
Exactly. I'm hearing you, darling one. It's about reciprocity, as we were talking about before. It's about sharing each other and and spreading the message. It's really not about me, my work, or you, your work. It's about us, all of us together in the same boat. I don't have a competitive bone in my body, never had, when I was a kid, they tried to race me in races, and I'm like, I'm not interested in competing against people. It's like
I know.
the energy of competition has been so rife on our planet. It's like every game show we're competing, but we've got to shift that whole competition energy into collaboration
Yes.
and working together. Yeah, Sunshine, what 1966 says, hello, Karen, hello, Sheila. Hello, Sunshine,
Hi.
Sunshine,
Love
Sunshine.
that.
So I've
So,
shared this on the Wish Alliance. If you want to share this on your Facebook page, probably after we finish. Is there anything else you want to say about it?
oh, I just feel very honored to have this opportunity to, yet again, try to get these messages out to people. And please, if you have not already downloaded, please download. Also, oh yeah, we have a Facebook page, we have Instagram, we have a YouTube channel where we're now putting our reels. So we're hoping that if other people have put their reels out for things, they can bring it to our station and we'll stick it on there. And then also that helps to advertise their stuff even further. And then we also have a LinkedIn page. And when I figure out how this stuff works, I'll be really excited about it.
So hang on. So social media. So you haven't got Twitter yet?
Not yet, but that's next.
That's next. Yeah. Okay. Twitter, Insta. So you've got Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
YouTube, LinkedIn.
What was I going to say to you? I was going to say something else. Oh, well, do you want to tell us about what's going on the Galactic Alliance, formerly the Wish Alliance? I still call it the Wish Alliance.
Yes, absolutely. So next month, on our Monday night shows, we have Barbara Lamb, who's going to be our co-host, and I can't wait because she's such a delight. I just love Barbara, love Barbara, love Barbara. And then of course on our Thursday nights we have so many speakers. Let me pull up my list and I can just tell you who's coming up. I was laughing talking to Karen about tonight, and I'm like, oh, we're doing that tonight? She's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh, I go from minute to minute, so without planners and without my list, it's really seriously hard for me to operate. Okay, let me tell you who's coming up next. I have so many things open, it'll take just a minute.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to talk to people because the animals are big in my consciousness as the cat sits on my lap, scratching me with its claws at the moment. I had this, and you've spoken to her. She's actually an ambassador for the Galactic Alliance, Sabine, Soleil.
Yes.
So I said to her, I'll have to get you as an ambassador. And I looked on there, she already is, but she knows it as the Wish Alliance. But, she's in Dubai, an energy communicator, and she was my last guest on the show. She's actually an ambassador for the Galactic Alliance. I just loved that she was in that part of the world doing that sort of work. We had a fabulous discussion about what's it like being a woman living in Dubai, being an energy healer and an animal communication. She's so delightful. And she did this amazing dolphin animal light language transmission at the end of our conversation, which was just awesome. And the messages from the animals coming to Earth, I'm really passionate about it at the moment. It's just like and then somebody was posting on a Facebook page that they're now injecting stuff into animals, so be careful what you eat. And I'm like, veganism, hello, veganism. It's like, yeah, the message that we have to change the way we relate to animals on this planet, just in my consciousness, is huge at the moment. It's been a big topic. Yeah, anyway, but so go on. And and I was going to say to you that maybe next year we can get her into the Galactic Alliance as a guest speaker. We looked at the times. Because it'll be like her 6 a.m. in the morning when it's your 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which is doable. I couldn't get her into the Inner Sanctum because it'll be her 3 a.m. in the morning, which is kind of not doable. Yeah.
Well, one of the things I'm hoping next year is to have more and more of the Galactic Alliance ambassadors to come and to speak, because these folks are amazing. I mean, the messages that they have, the services they provide, out of this world. Literally, some of them out of this world. And so you can check it out at thegalacticalliance.org and go to the ambassadors. We are at 100 ambassadors right now, and I noticed I still have several that I need to add onto the website. And so we have a little bit of everything for everybody. It's kind of like we're yellow pages for what people need or looking for, and they know that when they go there that these individuals have been vetted, that they are very highly skilled, and that it's not someone just, that you've never met that says, yes, I can do this, and then no, they really can't. But we also have those speakers, like next month we have Kiara Windrider coming up. And then I also have, I can't say for sure that Samantha what is her last name? Is her name Samantha that you're going to be bringing on?
No, she couldn't do it. Angela Anderson's going to come in and do. So she is. I met her about a year or two, I think. Too. She's watching now. She has a good question, which I want to ask. But she channels light language. She's connected. She's connected. She does these amazing channels, and yes, so she's going to come in because the topic is love and gratitude, isn't it?
Yes, for the entire month, and you're going to. Karen's going to be the host on the 3rd and the 10th, and then I'll be back for the 17th and 24th. And on the 17th and 24th, then I'm also bringing in Bridget Renee Holiday with Clubhouse, and she has a room called Awake and Ascending. And we're going to have a lot of the, I call them clubbers. We're going to have a lot of the clubbers come on, and we're really going to talk about gratitude and how we exhibit that in our lives every day, and how we, can express that, whether it's we're grateful for our fingers that move, because I'm telling you, before I was a walk-in, I had RA and had to take Celebrex, and it's not fun. I mean, our hands are so important. But anyway, so we're going to be doing that, and then we have a beautiful lineup all about the Christ consciousness and the angelic energies for December. And then, as I said, we're going to have Barbara Lamb and her speakers then that'll be coming on, and we're hoping to have Jenna Layden with Star Family Wisdom and her counterpart, and I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get a hold of Preston. And have
I love
him.
Preston.
And Barbara was telling me that his sister-in-law is like this phenomenal spiritual artist.
Yeah, he's just put out a new book actually, and she does most of the art for the covers for his book. Yeah, amazing artist. But I want to ask you this question, because this is a question Angela is asking, and I think it's a question a lot of people would want to know. How does one become a contributor to the network? Because at the moment it's closed, but will that change? Because you've got
eventually
your 30.
That will change. Yes, eventually that will change, because like I said, initially Spirit gave me the names of all the individuals to invite in, and right now I want to make sure that we have everything up and running, everything is smooth, and to make sure that our current system doesn't crash with the influx of requests I'm getting. So I've already sent a text to my developers and said, I have a question. Now they're saying no, that we have unlimited capacity to be able to bring people on. But we have to make sure that the network capacity and the servers will support that. So I'm checking into that right now before we open that up for anybody else. But if somebody is interested, you can always send me an email and let me know that you're interested, and include a video so that I can kind of review the content, because we want to make sure that everything is vetted before we put it up.
Yeah. And just to let people know, if you do want to be a contributor to the content, it is a paid thing. It's not, Sheila's not doing this for free, because she's got to pay the app guys to put it on. It's not everybody needs to be paid.
And pay for the gigabytes and
pay for the gigabytes and all that sort of stuff. It's like anything. So it's not like YouTube where you can just upload stuff for free. Mind you, But
you can start out with 5 gigabytes for $50, which makes it very affordable for anyone. And when I was first doing this, the guys were like, you can't do that. You can't just have all these people with. I'm like, but we can. We have to. So many people, they may only have 2 or 3 videos, and that might be 5 gigs. I need to break it down small enough. And they're like, well, I tell you what, if you're going to do that, you're going to work with all the hosts. We will work with you, but I don't want to hear anything about the host. We're working with you to get this up and running. And I'm like, okay, yay. So I began to break down what they told me I had to do, and I broke it down into digestible chunks for people that they can grow it as they want to, because they wanted everything in those larger, 25, 50, 100, 200 chunks. And I'm like, well, people need to grow their, they need to grow their audience. They need to grow their business. But if they already have content that they can put on, they may already have 5 gigabytes. Now, what we have found, people are like, 5 gigabytes? What are you talking about? But every video, of course, is made up of digital units. And the digital units are called megabytes, and there's 1,000 megabytes in 1 gigabyte. So most of the videos that we are getting, people are using Zoom in order to produce them. And there is a function on Zoom called HD that you can put all of your videos into high definition. So the quality is already really great. And then when it comes to us, or if you have YouTube videos, that has already been compressed. And we then also look, if the quality is not good, we bump it up even more to a higher HD quality and compress it. So if you've sent something in that's like 0.5 gigabyte, it's not that it's 4 gigabytes when we get finished, it'll still be around that 0.5 gigabyte. And so we try to make sure everybody's product looks as good as it possibly can on there.
Yeah.
But for people that are pulling things off of YouTube, most of what we're getting is between 0.5 gigabyte and 1 gigabyte, and 1 gigabyte's usually when it's an hour or two long, or sometimes even longer. Or if they haven't compressed it, then we have to compress it, and then they send in what they think is 3 gigabytes, and we're able to get it down to 1 without losing the quality, because that's huge. You want your videos to look good on the phone app and to look great on a 70-inch television. And so in our office, we have a huge television, and I have Roku. So I'm like, okay, I want to see what these look like. I was like really scared, and I downloaded it, and it's like, oh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love it. I'm really proud of the way that the Roku presentation has come together. And so, yes, it's a kind of a pay to play sort of thing, but you're getting national exposure and you're getting your message out there. And if you've got Roku, download that app. You're going to be so impressed. It's simple, it's elegant, it's beautiful. Ugh, timeless classic. I love it.
I've been learning about all this stuff of late too. How to compress. One of my shows, by the time I finish editing them, is about 5 gigabyte. Because I yak on. We yak on for hours, like an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes. But I learned all about compression and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, it's been an interesting ride. All right, darling, I think we'll end it there. Anything else we want to tell people? Let me see if I can play the video at the end of this. Can I do it? Can I do it? Share my screen?
You can do it.
Thank you, Mila, for telling us about it. And you can check it out at consciousawakeningnetwork.org.
Yes.
And see what's going on there. All right, let me see if I can play this video, this last one. Here we go.
Redirecting where our energy is going.
We told you that you are the creator of your own reality.
We talk about a 15-dimensional time matrix.
As I walked out the door, a UFO would appear.
And he talks about meeting a grey ET.
We were highly suspicious.
It profoundly, inexorably changed me and who I am.